yesterday we talked about the greatest common factor. Today we're going to be talking about how we factor out the greatest common factor. You'll see that this right here says factoring is what? I didn't mean to use that color. Factoring is division. So we've learned how to add polynomials, multiply them, or add, subtract, and multiply. Today we're going to be talking about factoring, which is basically division. Now, there's different ways that you could factor a polynomial. Today's way is called using the GCF. We're going to learn next week other ways to factor that are a little more difficult because this method doesn't always work. But it says a polynomial is factored when it's written with monomials and polynomials that cannot be factored further. So, if I told you a number, just a regular old number, let's say 50, and I asked you, is that prime? We talked about prime numbers yesterday and breaking down numbers. Would you say 50 is prime?
Yes.
No, because you could say 5 times 10, right? You could say 25 times 2, right? So we would keep breaking this down into all of its primes. 10, it would be 2 times 5, right? And now we'd have all the prime factors. Basically, when we're factoring a polynomial, we're also trying to break it down as much as possible. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're basically breaking it down and dividing. So what we're going to do is we're going to find the GCF like we did yesterday, and then we're going to divide the polynomial by whatever the GCF is. So you could see my steps say to identify the GCF. We did step 1 yesterday. That's what we learned yesterday. Step 2 says you're going to take that GCF and write it on the outside of parentheses. Then you're going to divide each term by whatever that GCF is, and then you're going to write your final quotient in parentheses, which I'm going to show you as we go through questions what I'm talking about. So my first example, number 1. What is number 1?
3x plus 6.
Sure, 3x plus 6. What do we call that? What kind of polynomial? A binomial. There's 2 terms, right? Yesterday, bless you. Yesterday, we learned to look at each term and determine what the GCF is. So what is the GCF of 3x and 6? 3 is correct. So today, we're not just going to write that the GCF is 3. We have to say 3 times what would give me 3x plus 6. So what we're going to do is write 3. And then I'm going to put parentheses to say 3 times what? So I have to actually divide each term by 3. So if I do 3x divided by 3, what do you get? 1 what?
1x.
1x, right? Now I'm going to take the 6 and I'm going to divide by 3. What's 6 divided by 3?
2.
Do I put just 2 or should I put a plus 2?
Plus 2.
So there's my answer. That means that 3 times x plus 2 is 3x plus 6. We broke 3x plus 6 down into its 2 factors, 3 and x plus 2. Hold on. If you want to check your answer, it says you could multiply it. So if I wanted to check to see if this is right, I could distribute. What is 3 times x? What is 3 times 2?
6.
So do you see how it got back to this? We're basically doing the opposite of multiplication, which is division. The answer is this here. 3 times x plus 2. But we don't need to write the multiply sign. We just write 3 and then in parentheses x plus 2. Let's look at number 2. How many terms do you see here? 2. It's a binomial again. My first question, just like last time, is what is the GCF?
5.
No, neither of those are the right answer.
2. 1.
Okay. Both of these have an x.
Oh, it's 1.
It's not 1, it's x. X is your GCF. This one has 2 x's. This one has 1 x. So the GCF is x to the first power, which is just x, right? Now, I'm going to put that on the outside, and I'm going to divide each term by x and see what I get. So if I do 5x to the second power divided by x to the first power, isn't x to the first power like saying 1x to the first power?
Yeah.
So I'm going to take the coefficients. What's 5 divided by 1? What's x squared? Now, here are our exponent properties from last chapter. We're dividing. They have the same base. X to the second power divided by x to the first power is x to the... No, if you're saying 3, that's like multiplying. We're doing the opposite of multiplying, dividing. If I said x to the second divided by x to the first, don't we subtract the exponents? Right? When you're multiplying, you add them. When you're dividing, you subtract them. So if I'm going to say x squared divided by x, we basically are doing 2 minus 1, which is 1. So x to the first power. Now I'm going to do 3x divided by 1x squared. And honestly, the 1 in front here and the 1 here are not necessary. So what is 3x divided by 1x?
3x.
No, not 3x.
3x divided by 1x.
3x divided by 1x. What's 3 divided by 1? 3, and then the x goes away. So it's just plus 3.
Wait, the x goes away.
Because what is, if I said x divided by x, isn't that x to the first divided by x to the first? Don't you subtract 1 minus 1 and get 0? X to the 0th equals 1, which means it basically goes away. We're using exponent properties from last chapter. When you're multiplying, if I said something like, I'm going to move to the bottom here. If I said something like x to the third times x to the second, what would that equal? X to the fifth. We add them. If I said x to the third divided by x to the second, what would you say that equals? X to the first, which is just x, right? Because you subtract. So today we're dividing. When we were multiplying polynomials, something like this, and we were doing x times x, weren't we adding the exponents because we were multiplying? Today we're not multiplying. What are we doing? So we're not adding the exponents. We are subtracting the exponents if the bases are the same. So going to this next question, how many terms do you see here? 3. It's a trinomial. My first question is, what is the greatest common factor of all 3 terms? 5 is part of it.
It's negative 5.
It's not negative, only
Y, 5.
it's, all right. First of all, they would all have to be negative for it to be a negative. They're not all negative, so it's not going to be a negative. However, don't they all have at least one y? So 5y is your GCF. Now, let's write what we get when we divide each piece by 5y. So 10y to the third power divided by 5y to the first power. So 10 divided by 5 is?
What?
Okay. Y to the third, technically divided by y to the first, is going to be y to the second. The next part, 20y squared divided by 5y. What's 20 divided by 5? Do I just write 4?
4y.
All right, hold on one second. I'm not talking about the y. What do I put between a plus sign because it was positive? So 4, positive 4, so plus 4. And then y squared divided by y to the first is y to the first, which is just 1. You're not adding the exponents. We're not multiplying. We're subtracting them, right? Now, my last question is, what is negative 5y divided by positive 5y?
1y. Negative 1y.
The y goes away. It's just negative 1. Y divided by y is nothing, right? So it's just negative 1. It's not 0. It's just a 1. And in this case, it's a negative 1 because 1 was positive and 1 was negative. So this would be your answer, this whole thing here. All right. On the next one, they're both what? Negative. So is the GCF going to be negative? Yes. Negative what? 4x. Don't they both have, this one has x to the first, this one has x to the second. The most they have in common is 1. So negative 4x is your GCF. And now we're going to divide each one by negative 4x. So a negative 12 divided by a negative 4 is automatically going to be a positive. What's x divided by x? They're both x to the first. So it's just 3, right? Now, I have to divide, I'm sorry, not multiply. We have to divide negative 8x to the second power divided by negative 4x. What's negative 8 divided by negative 4?
2.
Positive 2, and then x squared divided by x to the first is x to the first. So my final answer would be negative 4x on the outside, and then 3 plus 2x on the inside.
I like that answer.
Okay?
We don't say shut up, we do it.
Of the lesson, we're going to practice on our assignment after this. The lesson itself is just a bunch of the same stuff. If we look at this one, how many terms do you see? 2. What is the GCF?
It's gonna,
So she's correct. 5 and 7 are both prime, and they don't both have x, right? So they don't have a GCF other than 1. Now, if I factored out a 1, if I put a 1 on the outside, and I said 5x squared divided by 1, what does that equal?
5x squared,
What is 7 divided by 1?
7.
Did that break that down at all for me?
No.
That didn't factor it then. So if the GCF is 1, we're not going to do that. We're not going to write the 1 on the outside because the whole point of factoring it is breaking it down. That didn't break it down. So if the GCF is 1, we're going to say not factorable using the GCF. Now we'll learn other methods where maybe it is factorable, but it's not factorable using the GCF method, which is what we learned today. And for today, we haven't learned any other methods, so that's what we'll say. Again, we'll learn other methods that we could try, but it's not that it's not factorable at all. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but it's not factorable using the GCF. Okay?